It's okay. Just know that this first song is dedicated to you.
You, you've been nothing but a thorn in my side since day one. But I am from Tokyo, the great and I'll not, be outdone. Welcome to Fan Tokyo Spectacular Theater in the Pound. Please excuse my thespian vernacular when I say thou is going down. I've had enough of you, so time to be my puppet on a string. I've had enough of you. Oh, dance, my
I mean, sorry for being a thorn in your side, but this song is good. So I guess I'm good with it.
Now, the audience is thirsty for fun. Time to run. Cause now your denouement has already begun. That means you're done. We could both be pirates on the sea. You'll swab the deck and play a part for me. Mobs galore, you better keep it clean. Watch out now, my little friend, cause Sharkspeare's looking mean. I've had enough of you, so time to be my puppet on a string. I've had enough of you. Oh, dance, my little muppet plaything. A battle like no other. Better move, cause here's another. At least you'll get to see defeat in epic style. The audience is primed, each attack right on time. Seeing you entwined is so worthwhile. But why stop there at a lion, a bear? What's wrong, my petite cher? Why don't you smile? The final act is sure to be a theatrical plot twist worthy of a prize. Want a shot? You better be more tactical. Messing with Fantokyo is never wise. I've had enough of you, so won't you be my puppet on a string? I've had enough of you. Oh, dance, my little muppet plaything. I'm up to here with you, so why don't you finally face it? Your fate is sealed, and everything you do is what I say. Starting now and every day, you'll be my puppet. Learn to love it. Every word I say, you'll covet. Start anew, stuck like glue. Bid your former self adieu, cause I've had enough of you.
It's a good song.
next door, living in the haunted mansion.
You better learn my name, cause it's Ashley.
She knows the darkest spells and she brews the meanest potions.
Might be the ingredient I seek.
Don't let yourself be fooled by her innocent demeanor.
You better be afraid of the great Ashley.
She doesn't play with dolls and she never combs her hair.
Who has time for girly things like that? I mute. I cast a hex on you. Grandma's wig. This'll make you big. Kitten spit. Soon your pants won't fit. Panalonis giganticus. Oh no, not again.
She can rule the world and still finish all her homework.
Everyone knows I'm the greatest. Ashley.
You'd better watch your step or she'll cast that spell on you.
I turned my teacher into a spoon. I love after my spells, and yes, it's true. Well, I don't have as many friends as you. But I think you're nice, and maybe we could be friends. And if you say no, you're toast.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the
Tales
stream.
of our endeavors proliferate.
Hey, Odd Socks, thank you very much for that, host. Welcome everybody to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Guild Tales Dungeons and Dragons. I will turn it over
Hello,
now
friends.
to... let's have Lockett do the recap.
Alrighty. So during the last session, there was a court session taking place, and oddly enough, I kind of forgot. Oh,
Oh no.
yeah, no, it's funny because my bet was just telling me about this too.
I did.
Yeah, no, I have a memory of a goldfish. It's awful. Oh,
A resplendent offering.
Ah, a donation.
Yes, the donation goal has been completed. Toshime, thank
Great
you
news,
so
Red.
much.
Wonderful.
Dusty, I need you to send a message in the stream chat, please.
All right.
But anyways, Lockett, let's go.
oh yeah, yeah, no, there was a court session that was taking place,
Yes.
and the otter lost.
It wasn't otter, it was what was
Badger.
Yeah, oh, it was a badger. Ah. My bad. Yeah, no, the badger lost the court case, and Zim still is yet to receive the inn.
How unfortunate. Poor Nim.
Indeed.
It's looking a bit unlikely.
That's what I got.
Well, he did just give it away to his guild, which is technically a respectable thing to do for a guild member. But hey, there were those other people who were offering you a kitchen, maybe? In their guild? You just come over, maybe stay a while,
He'll probably
But,
take them up on it.
put some weird collars on.
No, he won't do the collar
what are
thing.
what are these strange microphone-shaped devices scattered throughout the kitchen?
Ambience.
And are those cameras?
They're props. Yes.
There's just a window leading into an observation room that's just like with a sign on Nim's side that's just like this is just fancy artwork. Pay it
Yep.
no mind.
Just fancy.
Ooh, fancy.
The image moves and everything.
That's very fancy.
I mean, he wouldn't mind. He doesn't really care that much about that. They're still not going to understand how he does it. He doesn't even understand.
Even he doesn't understand. But sometimes it comes out good, sometimes it comes out bad. It's really a shot in the dark.
Hey, he only serves the good stuff.
What happens if someone else tries to cook next to him, I wonder?
They cannot.
He
Anyways,
will never
shall
have
we
staff. Yes. So, The trial is done, and you have all been excused from the court buildings. Who left?
I moved Raharu out because of background noise.
I see. Well, you have all been excused from the court building. Your client doesn't seem to be around.
So, new dinner party?
Oh,
Do you
Lord.
think the judge is gonna come to it?
He told you no. He told you.
Nim conveniently forgot that.
Aye.
He's a very persistent little guy.
Oh, most certainly he is.
Just, I'm blanking on my own name.
Cray.
Cray. Sorry, I do that sometimes. My brain is not.
That's fine. Nobody seems to be operating at 100% just yet.
Yeah. No worry, it happens.
What are you
Cray
talking
just
about?
looks-
I'm perfectly fine.
No. Cray just looks down to Nim and just shakes his head.
What? You don't think he's coming?
He said he wasn't.
Oh. Well, you, Mr. Lawyer Guy, you gonna come?
Unfortunately, I'll be busy with another trial to determine the extent of his crimes and what he should be fully charged with, plus
Oh,
getting adequate compensation.
okay.
We do have the work that needs to be done.
Indeed,
What work?
Cray did get a job.
It was something to do with the Orsov and... Is it?
Gruel.
Gruel. Huh. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
What's wrong?
Yeah.
You're just muttering to yourself.
Meh. 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 Meh.
Gruel are not the coolest of people.
But yes, we have to sort out some business between Orzhov and Gruel over some disagreement. And you're with the Gruel, so I assumed you'd wish to do something about that.
Yeah, they said we could be friends. Though I haven't really seen them much.
Well, that JC don't go back to their place to sleep. See,
Well, they don't have any
Yes, they can.
pillows. I like pillows.
buddy.
Do you like pillows, Cray?
Ray just blinks at him. His entire house, at least the living room area, is essentially just pillow.
Your point?
He blinks at him.
He's academically challenged, you understand.
I don't know who's saying that.
True, I don't fuck.
It's your inner voice talking to you.
No, I already have an inner voice, and it's already been saying that. I don't know why someone else is saying it now.
Well, shall we be on that other job?
Yes.
I'm excited. Can I cook any of them?
Did you cook any of them? What?
Well, yeah. Like, do you guys have any claims on the body?
I'm not entirely sure what to say to that.
Nim's just tilting his head at you, looking up intently.
Enemy just remains dead silent.
Graham is just like, yeah, there's also, the whole thing that they might want me dead.
Don't worry. I will make sure your body goes to good use.
I do not wish to be eaten by you.
Well, what do you
Or
care
anyone
if you're
else?
dead?
Because, Nim, most people don't enjoy having their bodies desecrated.
What do you mean desecrated?
Ugh.
How is it desecrated?
This is proper.
What do you mean proper?
No, I.
You what?
I sent something in the group chat.
Oh. I cannot watch that right now.
Right. Anyway.
So I guess we're gonna head off to the location of the next mission.
Yep.
Yep. Agreed.
Your client is absent and you don't really have much leads.
We don't even know where it's at?
Well, to pursue your initial mission of those people apparently butchering other guild members. Unless you do have some idea.
Do I?
Well, would you like to consider the facts? However,
Yes.
alright, you know that they killed a lot of people. A lot of them belonged to one particular guild, and they were collecting a large sum of money on a return trip by Eisen and Elvin, or Graham and Elvin, to collect the money. They were beset by someone with a chimera.
I forget, was that Simic? Or was it,
Simic are usually the ones who would do something like that. However, the client then killed the chimera after you two left the scene, and the one controlling it, and brought back an Orzhov emblem. That was the only really identifying thing on the person.
Wait, it was Orzov?
According to that emblem he had.
Can
But
I
Simic are the ones who.
roll? Can
Okay.
I roll like history or something to figure out if I've ever heard of an Orzov with anything like that?
You
Or
may.
a similar Orzov? Alright. Well, fuck, I know. I know jack shit.
It doesn't sound familiar. Orzhov don't make this.
That's what
They don't have anything to do with genetics. Or monsters.
No.
That sounds like Simic garbage.
It does. Does the emblem have like a name or anything on it? Is it like an ID basically?
Well, no, it didn't. But on the other side of the emblem, it does seem more elaborate than an initiate's emblem.
I should be at least able to tell what the rank is, right?
Yes.
How high of a rank is it?
Not very high, but about a step above
An initiate?
long-term, longer-term resident. Someone who has proved themselves with many a donation. You may roll
Well, then.
history again, though. Because
Alright.
there's a few odd notches on it, actually, that don't seem quite in place.
Yes!
Now that you're more closely looking at the emblem. There...
Is this like a puzzle and it turns into like some other guild's emblem somehow?
No, it is not. However, upon looking and thinking of higher ranking shenanigans, there are some cases, supposedly, about Orzhov taking money that should have been donated to the guild, according to the guild, to invest in a temporary simic creature to gain greater fun. It's not common, and sometimes it doesn't end well. But other times, if they end up with an actual profit, they can be trusted to allow. The guild can allow them to hold on to such funds.
Graham will inform the party of this.
Party?
Okay,
Reactions?
so do we know where to go for it, or? I'm not really sure what we're supposed to be doing with this thing.
Yeah, me either.
Alright. Apparently,
I think what Graham could get from that was that it sounds like some Orzhov was attacking the other Orzhov.
it
Cool.
seems possible.
So what?
And-
The Orzhov would be okay with it as long as like it somehow ended up making them more profit than the profit lost by Orzhov being attacked.
All right. Well, question.
ask your
This
question?
is in character, so
Like, yes.
Out of character question.
go on.
What does this have to do with the with the Gruul Orzhov job?
Oh, nothing at all. This is a possible continuation to the first mission.
Oh,
Because
okay. I thought
you
we were
still-
doing. I thought we were switching gears. I didn't. Okay.
Also, this could slightly
You picked
be
up a mission with a long time limit. However, this is a possible continuation of the first mission. You can choose to leave it for later or pursue it now.
All right. I'll let you guys figure that out then, because my character has basically no interest. There's no money in it.
Because
Can I get food?
this may lead into, hey, who exactly has been behind these guild attacks?
That's what Graham wants to find out.
Nim is motivated by one thing and one thing only: food.
Chimera meat. Chimera.
Ooh! Chimera meat. So many different kinds of meat on one creature. Okay, I'm in.
Graham and Element may not have told you, but the client came back with the heads. And the,
Nim would be more interested in the body. That the head has very little cooking value.
actually, the
It
brain
still
is
has. It still
very
has.
full of fat.
Yes,
Great
I know. I
for
didn't say it
starting
had.
with.
I
Don't
didn't say it had
underestimate
no
what I can
no
do with a
cooking
brain.
value. I didn't say it had no. I didn't say it had no cooking value. I said it had little compared to the rest of the body.
I mean, considering everything he can do without a brain, what he could do with a brain could probably be amazing.
There is also the chance, if you inform the Boros of your wish, they could give you that body they seized from the sewer after securing the crime scene.
Good point. Nim is going to start walking off. Let's see.
Graham is more
He's
interested in
walking-
doing this than helping the oars off.
He's walking off in the direction of the Boros area.
That is a different district.
Yeah, but he's walking off in that direction.
Alright, do you know your way there from here?
Graham will just kind of be like, okay, let's go to like where they would actually have taken the body for like.
Because right now you're in the Azorius district.
I rolled a 23,
Actually, no,
so
it was-
yes, Nim does know.
Alright, you know.
Also, wait, wouldn't the body be here for like processing, like for the investigation?
I suppose.
Oh yeah, we could make tongue jerky strips. They would probably be really nice little big tongues. So we'll just slice them up into little strips and turn those into
Tongue
jerky.
is delicious.
It is.
Well, yeah,
I
of
will
course
agree
it
with
is, you know? It's got all the taste buds on it, so therefore the taste buds just interact with your taste buds, thus making your taste buds tell you that it's really delicious.
Sounds about right.
I think I broke the group.
Graham is just like half like staring, half glaring, just with like a look of like, what has become of my life?
You're here now. You do not resist.
How did I end up here with these with these people?
I wish I could tell you.
But yeah, Graham will just be like, Yeah, I want to look into this because, no offense, Cray, but, again, Orzov, me, no get along anymore.
Then why are you trying to stop someone who's murdering the Orzhov?
I'm trying to find out why it dragged other guilds into whatever the fuck this is. Don't forget, they did harm my current guild.
Oh, likely caught in the crossfire.
There was at least one emblem from the Celestia.
Anyways, you can go and do that.
Alrighty,
Nope,
right.
you're coming with us.
Why?
And Nim comes back and chomps on, or tries at least to chomp on Cray's hand. Feathers, whatever. And tug him along.
He bites Cray's hand. Cray does not seem to actually react to that. And it's just kind of like pull along. And gives a sigh as he starts walking along.
Nim keeps dragging him. Well,
Are you walking back into the courthouse to talk to someone important?
Nim is... Well, let's see. Yeah, Nim's taking him back into the courthouse.
Hey, this in this world they have to have like some kind of like identification cards, right? Or something along those lines.
In Precinct 1, the Azorius district? Absolutely.
No, I mean even like like pretty much anyone who's not anyone other than Gruul pretty much would have to have one or a fake one at least, I would assume.
You mean identification
is
papers?
a bit iffy.
Well, that's why I said anyone who's not Gruul would probably have one.
Also, Rakdos are maybe.
No, they'd have one.
Alright.
Sounds about right.
So what was the what kind of ID was this guy carrying around? Because while I'm just going to assume it might be fake, well I'm curious if what it says.
Your client didn't find one other than the emblem. Which is suspicious. It's almost like he didn't want to be known.
Yeah, but I was assuming that he would have at least had like a fake ID on him.
He also had a Chimera.
Yes, I know. That's why I was trying to wonder if he was trying to like pretend to be Simic or something.
No,
with a fake ID.
You could ask the corpse if you so wished.
Graham wishes to investigate that if the Orzhov, not the Orzhov, the Azurius will let him.
They can give you they can tell you about the autopsy.
The autopsy's nice, but can I have the body?
They look down at you in confusion.
I want to cook it up.
Graham will be like,
Are
Nim, people look down upon eating sentient creatures' bodies.
Oh, was the Chimera sentient?
No.
No, but are you Golgari by any chance?
Am I what?
Nobody else would want just bodies.
Well, no, I want the
Golgari.
Chimera to chop it up and cook it. Does nobody butcher things here?
We...
They thought that you were asking about the guy who was controlling it, I think.
Oh, no, I want the Chimera.
Are you sure?
It's got so many different kinds of meat. I absolutely want them all.
He'll be Graham would just be like, they
We-
might not let you have it right away because they still are kind of investigating what was going on down there. So
We're holding it as evidence, but I.
That would just make it go
Oh.
rot. You can't let it go to waste.
We're preserving it. We need to preserve it as evidence.
For what?
Well, apparently something happened in that sewer, and we're still trying to figure out what.
So you're telling me I can't have the meat?
Graham would just be like, okay, he'll look at the Azurius person and be like, is there any way that you could possibly have it like delivered to this where this guy's living, which might be with the isn't very soon.
Oh no, it'll be delivered to Cray's house.
Oh, I know. He was just saying like he's basically just like, can it be like after the investigation's done and like, because again, I would assume that they have ways of like recording things. Eventually they won't actually need the body because it will actually rot at some point.
The Chimera also has a lot of useful materials on it, but I suppose we have been told that you haven't gotten your reward yet. Now you just want the meat, yes?
No.
No?
No, I want the meat too.
No, that's what we're asking. You just want the meat, yes?
He wants anything that can be used in the cooking for cooking. He wants to cook it and eat it.
Yeah.
Ah. Cruel. Alright, we'll
No, I'm
ask.
him. No, I'm him.
They look over to Eisen like he's his keeper or something for some answer.
He'll just be like,
Graham.
He'll just be like, yes, if you can send, if you could send the meat, and I guess the meat and I guess the organs.
We'll
I'm assuming that he'll want those too.
We'll send a
He'll-
suitable amount comparable to his reward.
Reward for what?
Your, well, not exactly reward. Your compensation for your troubles.
Oh no, for that I need a kitchen.
What?
He doesn't quite get how things work. You'll have to excuse him.
No, for compensation I need a kitchen.
Okay.
That's not how it works, Nim. You don't get to decide what your compensation is. Someone else decides how, like, basically how much, like, money value your compensation is. And if you want to use that to get a kitchen, you potentially could if you got enough.
Oh.
But they're willing to give you meat, the value, whatever instead of money, they're gonna give you that value of your compensation from that man trying to kill us, returned to you as meat instead of money from the Chimera.
Oh. Well, then I want the whole thing.
You
Yeah,
may need to convince other people to help pitch in for you. One, because this chimera is very large, and two, this is exotic meat.
Well, yeah. It'll be really good. You can come to the dinner party.
Graham will just be like, Nim, that's not quite how things work around here. If you had, killed it and collected it, that would be one thing. But as you didn't, you can't really decide what you get how to explain this. You don't get other whenever we enter into this court system, other people decide what you get.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I kind of figured you wouldn't, but it keeps
No, I'm
people
for it.
from doing terrible things.
The client says from next to you.
Oh, hi.
Hello, Wolf.
Hey, you got it right.
Yeah, I've been practicing. Anyway, you want someone else to pitch in to get the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I want all the
Then
meat.
they look at the client and say, "Are you due for compensation?" Well, yes. This Chimera, or the Chimera in question, assaulted me directly. Right, can we see your identification? And after reviewing it, they frown a bit and look back at him and say, "You might not get the whole thing. It'll depend on the legal proceedings." To which he says, "Oh, I'm quite sure it'll go in our favor. Just have it packaged nicely, please."
No, they cannot. No. I can handle the butchering.
Well, seeing as how they'll only send you the meat,
But I need everything.
if you want it delivered,
Graham will be like, look, part of it is that there's other things inside of the Chimera and things that were used to make it that they're going to want to extract and send to the ISIT for Simic for study.
Oh. So what you're saying is I need to go find a one of these.
that's
Keep in
not a
mind
poor
that-
idea.
Keep in mind that these things don't occur naturally and they're basically the pets of other people.
Oh. So I'd be doing them a favor by killing them and eating them.
Not really.
I applaud your savagery. Let's see how that goes.
And then Nim leads a revolt, freeing all of the Chimera from their bonds.
Unfortunately, they're not sentient enough to want to be freed. And then they just burn down like the city because they're just like it's like like releasing like a zoo of like all the animals in the zoo and just like being oh this might have been a bad idea. They're eating people now.
And then, once they are all struck down, there will be Nim, just sort of like tugging one away by its tail, one after another, back to Cray's house. He got everything he wanted.
Precisely.
This is so bizarre.
Welcome to playing with Nim.
Welcome to playing with this party where everything devolves into craziness.
Indeed.
Well, that's every D&D group. This is just a special brand of craziness.
Why are we talking about my Enos?
We're talking
Well,
about...
we were talking about your home, but it could shift to that with a proper segue.
Yeah, we're talking about dragging about a dozen Chimera bodies off to your home.
Yeah.
Post-revolution.
Yeah, after the revolution.
Wouldn't they be going to the Is It kitchen?
No, because it hasn't been officially set up yet.
You're gonna do this whole revolution before they set that up?
He doesn't really understand what goes into that. Right now, all he knows is he's got a kitchen at your place, which he has basically claimed. Don't mind the wet spot on the counter.
I mind it.
But you see, he has to make sure that everyone knows this is his territory.
Yeah. And don't worry, if you lock him out of the house, he'll just go down the chimney again.
Down. You may need to set up bars.
What happens
chimney
if
has been
he
a
locks you out of the chimney?
Windows are very fragile.
I don't.
There are only windows on the second floor. Cray is very secure.
Your point?
The dog climbed up to the roof, my friend.
Fair point.
I think the windows may also be barred.
He has maximum security.
Yes, and enough fire, and any bar will give.
Oh
He
my.
has maximum security except for his chimney, which is just a chimney.
It is not the maximum security chimney, but that can be changed.
So, where are we going with this whole story? I'm completely lost at this point.
You were apparently intending to go to the Civic to find out who either makes or sells chimeras.
Wait, they sell them?
Well, the Orzhov had one, so that somebody must.
Nim's putting his front paws up on the counter and looking up. Could you point me to the people that make these things?
Make what?
The Chimera.
The chimeras.
They seem confused and say, like, alright, that is a very broad term. What heads did it have?
Graham will
I don't
inform them of
care.
what heads it had.
They'll think about this and say, alright, so not any sea creatures. Very interesting. Unfortunately, I'm not really in touch.
Graham will be like,
But
it was possibly some custom job that was done for the Orzhov. Do you have any listings of Simic Chimera makers that have worked with the Orzhov?
not officially. But we could send an investigation.
He'll be like, yes, if you could, send word to me whenever you find out.
Well, there is one person we brought over to investigate the Chimera that you could talk to.
Alright. Where's he at?
Come on over. Red, it's your time.
What's going on?
You're being brought out.
Oh, okay. Are they coming to me, or how are they doing that?
Yes, Graham.
They're being brought to you.
Oh, okay.
You are in District 1. You have been brought over to investigate the Chimera.
So you would basically be in the chamber where the Chimera is, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, the autopsy room. Basically. There is a thrice beheaded Chimera in this room. On a
Nim
table, it has been cut open.
He is gonna be like, "Oh, okay," and start trying to disappear it into his bag.
No, no, no. The card says, placing a hand on your forehead and pushing down.
What?
Graham will be like, look. Remember remember
Not
what we
yet.
just talked about? That you can't just take things. You gotta not whenever it's if something is being investigated, you can't just take it.
You two-leggers have way too many rules.
Maybe,
And none of them make
but
any
you still
sense.
gotta follow them.
Racial slur.
What is?
Who seems to be disturbing the specimen? Someone says as a blue-robed creature appears from behind the enormous body of the Chimera. Not only that, but it seems to be an otter, actually. Blue-furred, actually a little bit taller than you might think for a regular otter. Actually, much taller than
Mimic
that.
otter.
Possibly. Perhaps a little more
Well, I'm
investigation you
looking.
might be
I'm
able to.
specifically looking for any kind of guild. Like,
Yeah, you
markings on
don't
him.
even need to investigate because it is very apparent because of of the way his robes are, as they seem to be in the fashion of sea creatures, mostly like the gills, the tentacle waves of a jellyfish, perhaps. His eyes seem to be absolutely white with nothing else as he stares at you.
Yeah, so
confused and wondering.
Cynic out the ass.
Yes.
Completely 110% Simic.
Graham will be like, "Hello, I'm Graham Ashfell. I was wondering if you knew who might have made this."
Oh, give me 1 second. Just 1 second. Sorry about that. I had my brother barge into my room. I had to kick him out. Okay. Where were we? Hero.
Graham asked you a question.
Oh, could you say it again? My bad. It's because my brother just barged in and I had to shoo him away.
Graham was asking if you had any idea who made this Chimera.
Oh. You mean this specimen?
Yes.
Not the best of work, little shoddy, but I may have some ideas, but without any other information of the surroundings that I've not been able to be given for some specific reason, I cannot tell you much right now. But I do have many clues, though.
Would it help if I said that I do know that sometimes the Orzhov will commission the Simic to create some chimeras for them? Got any leads on people who would work with the Orzhov? That would be a good lead.
Red, if you could give me a history and medicine check.
Oh, 1 sec. Oh, let me actually load in the character. There you
Yes.
go. Load it up. What did you say? Medicine and what else?
History.
And here we go. Ah, there it is. So this would be the medicine one. And then history. Where's history? There you are.
I've sent you a message.
I see it. Hmm. Now that you give me this new information, I can say that it does bring a couple more answers to a couple of hypotheses I may have now. First off, yes, there is clients. We do get clients that purchase these creatures, depending on specifications, models, or this, however, seems to be very different from what we usually work with. Most of what we do seems to be with the marine biology, not this. As he kind of points to the creature, kind of winces a little, which would actually make it easier to find the client that commissioned this.
It would also be something that like a lower mid-level Orzhov might be able to purchase with some possibly stolen funds.
I was just about to say this kind of creation does cost considerable amount of money. Someone with no form of income would not be able to afford this. This is quite a lot of materials, time, effort, getting those with the proper knowledge to create such a creature. So you are not dealing with someone with no pockets. They had
Well,
money.
I'm not sure if they were stealing Orzhov donations. Graham will say with air quoting with his paws when he says donations from other Orzhov to steal more money from the Orzhov, but the man was found with an Orzhov symbol.
Did you might be correct in your assumption of this? It is not very common, so it would be actually easy to find who creates this once the proper investigation is made.
Graham will be like, well, whenever you do figure out who, could you inform me?
Yes, and you are again? Forgive me.
Graham Ashfell of the Selenia Conclave.
Strange, but alright. Have you... So he takes out a small little notebook and starts writing on it. And starts... His eyes dart... You can't really tell, but he's like... His head goes back and forth as his eyes just go up, down. Which is hard to say, because there's really nothing on his eyes. Very well. I shall inform you. What is the place that I can send this information? Or perhaps I can communicate with you personally.
Graham will basically like give you his address.
Oh. Not very efficient, but alright.
I mean,
suggested one of my psychic worms, but oh well.
How common is like communication devices in this world? I guess I should ask.
Their communication devices comes in very many varieties. I, for the one, used the biological ones.
I'm asking out of character.
Oh.
Cross-guild communication is where things get a little bit tricky, but usually anyone in a guild has a method specific to that guild of communicating with each other.
Yeah, they all have different forms of it.
It's the cross-guild communications where things get a little...
So the other looks to Graham again, is like, is this alright, or shall I employ a bit of more efficient form of communication?
Graham will be like, no offense, but I don't know what you mean, but what you're trying to imply by a more efficient form of communication.
Simple. I would use a conduit from my mind to yours. It has quite a wide radius of the ability to speak to your mind telepathically.
Can I
He
eat
actually
it?
seems a little excited to like talking about this, and he kind of gets startled a little bit and looks down to Nim. Oh, I didn't notice you there. And you are? Wolf?
Nimochar Bone Chomp.
Hmm. He kind of bows a little. Pleasure to meet you. Would you be interested in this method of communication?
Can I eat it?
I would like you to not eat it, although it is edible.
I'll take it.
Ah, excellent. So you see him like extend like his hand, and with one digit slowly puts a finger into his ear, and you hear as a small little slug comes out and just wiggles in his finger. He's like, "Here you go. Would you apply it, or should I apply it to your ear?"
Nim will reach up and chomp at it.
Oh. Hmm. He smiles a bit. He's like, I wonder if it will make it to your brain from your stomach. Excellent.
Graham will just be like, I think I'm gonna pass.
He quickly takes out a notebook and starts writing it down.
It needs some pepper.
Fantastic.
Ooh, no.
I look
not
forward
pepper.
to seeing how
Tartar sauce.
I like this little fellow.
Well, I like you too.
He clears his throat. Oh, very well, Graham. I will address you in what you have given me. Sad that you did not take my proposal, but I will stay in touch then.
Graham will be like, I appreciate it.
He turns around and goes back to the Chimera. Shoddy work.
So can
Indeed,
I have that now?
there's not a hint of ocean creatures.
Can I have it now?
Nim, no, they will send it to you.
But I
Or
don't wanna
Cray,
wait.
more specifically.
Oh,
But you
this creature will be provided to you?
Yeah,
He wants to cook it.
You can come to
And
the dinner party.
Which is to consume this? But it's...
Nim wishes to consume all things that that are edible.
Oh. It's only fair.
My ultimate goal is to try dragon.
Graham will just look at him and be like, Nim, there's only one actual dragon in Ravnica.
No,
and
there were hundreds.
I'm pretty sure you're never going to eat him.
There were hundreds of them.
Nim, Ravnica only has one dragon.
Well, yeah, but what about the rest of the world?
Ravnica covers the entire world, Nim.
You're just making no sense. I know for a fact that there is a bronze dragon outside of Mole Master. Up in the mountains.
Graham will be like, Nim, there is no Mole Master in Ravnica.
What even
Well,
is
no.
Mole Master?
This
What do you-
Ravnica is a
Let
city,
him-
and Mole
let him
Master is a different city.
Fascinating.
Graham will be like, so you know what the world is, right?
Yes.
Well, Ravnica, our city, covers our entire world.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
I see your wolf companion might be suffering from delusions,
Very
perhaps
active
mental
imagination.
health. For a small fee, I could take a look into his mental problems.
I don't
It
have
is quite
anything,
fascinating.
any problems. I was made by the moon goddess.
This is why
Yes.
the Izzet want to study him. You might have to fight them for him.
So the otter just like immediately just like, what? They had their eye on.
Yeah, they want to give me a kitchen.
they're a little they're a little baffled by how they're cooking, and two, they're interested in why he keeps talking about this.
Moon goddess.
Yes.
Yes, I've not been with him for more than not even an hour, and I can already tell why. I can assure you that the systemic conclave would be very interested as well on this creature.
Well, then you
I'm not
better
a
have a
creature, I'm a
kitchen for
nym.
him. And interesting meats. That might be the thing that makes him go to you over the Izzet.
Well, the Simic have an advantage in that regard.
That's true.
Yes, but Nim's ultimate goal is to hunt a dragon and then enjoy its meat.
I don't think
Oh.
Nim Nizzet is going to let you eat him, Nick. But that is the leader of the Izzet Guild.
Meaning, if you have a kitchen there, you'll technically be closer.
Technically.
Technically.
Mm-hmm.
Enemy looks at.
What color is he?
Enemy looks a bit upset whenever.
That is a good question. What color is? I forget what color Nim Nizzet's scales are.
Red.
Yep. Red.
He'll be like, they're red.
Ah, then yes, he will be a prime target. I wonder what his steak would taste like from him.
Nim, you cannot attack a guild leader.
Be very careful what you say, where you say those words.
Nim, that could be.
Also-
Markov, how are you reacting to this? Nim wants to eat your guild leader.
Yeah, no, I know how to respond to that.
Nim, this will be considered.
Graham will be like, so why do you think Nim Nizzet is a prime target for his scales being red?
Because everybody knows that the red dragons are evil.
Ouch.
What?
Nim, we don't.
Nim,
Nim Nizzet is not evil. He might be a crazy knowledge-seeking dragon, but he's not evil.
Your words could be considered blasphemy to the right people. One of them being in our party at the moment.
But that's...
Also,
red
there's only
dragons
one-
are the evil ones.
There is only
Graham
one.
will be like,
There's
Nim, whether
Nim-
you're crazy or you're this wherever you're talking about actually exists, just pretend like this isn't your world and that the things you once knew no longer apply.
But how is this not my world? I'm existing here.
I'm saying that you're in a different place than where you once were, assuming that you're not crazy.
Let's just assume he's crazy.
Out of character, Graham
That
is
doesn't
just
make
trying
any
to
sense.
Graham is just trying to get him to stop applying crazy logic to Ravnica.
I am having a blast with this concept.
Also, Nim, red dragons. There's only one red dragon. There's only one dragon in this entire world.
No, I know for a fact that there is a bronze dragon outside of Mole Master.
Out of character, what happened to all the dragons in Ravnica?
There isn't any, there's only Nismizit. Any other dragon that comes out is by default or result of Niv Mizzet experimentations.
No, I'm saying what happened to the other because there used to be other dragons in Ravnica. I'm pretty sure. What happened to them?
They're just gone, dead or gone.
They all died.
Were they fighting each other or?
No.
Oh, because I know in Magic there's like some kind of like war between the dragons themselves. I wasn't sure if that was part of Ravnica or not.
No, you're talking about the I can't remember the exact name. I think it was the Elder War, but that happened. It's in a different plane. That happened in Dominaria. And
Yeah,
the reason there is dragons everywhere is because of the Ur-Dragon, the avatar of all dragons, who basically spawns them in other planes.
Say, oh, here's a plan. You get a dragon. You get a dragon. You get a dragon.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Everybody gets a dragon.
Grandma just.
It's just that. Oh. It's just that Ravnica only has one.
Graham will just be
According to Ivan, that's Strixhaven.
Yeah,
Ivan
Strixhaven also had the dragons, the Elder Dragons as well. But the original ones, the OG ones, they're usually the ones that people reference to, were from the Dominaria.
like Nicol Bolas, I'm guessing.
Nicol Bolas, Ugin, Darius, and then like two more. I don't remember them on the top of my head.
But yeah, Graham will be like, Nim, all the dragons in Ravnica are dead, and Ravnica covers the entire world, which means there's only one actual dragon in our entire world. Now, there might be some not really quite dragons out there, but there's only one actual dragon in our world.
I've lost my remote desktop connection.
And please, whether there are more dragons out there or not, please stop talking about eating them. And I don't like it.
But I do not want to see some red dragon going and killing people.
He doesn't kill people. He's the leader of which one of the guild? He's the leader of again?
Is it?
He's the leader of the Izzet.
The only thing he does is experiments to try to gain knowledge. He's like kind of like I guess a library of magical and of basically magic and engineering knowledge.
Yes, but as far as Nim is concerned, he's going by, Faerun logic where red, white, blue, etc., those are all evil dragons. And thus they are perfectly okay for him to eat.
Yeah, we know, which is what we're just trying to explain to him that.
Yeah, that's why Graham is taking time to explain to Nim that Nim Mizzet is not evil.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Gentlemen, could you take your debate outside of this room?
I'm
trying to work here.
Graham will be like, how much for you to have a look at his head and make sure he's not like
crazy.
At this point, I think I might do it for free.
Graham will be like, that would be awesome.
See the otter just grin from ear to ear. Shall I start? No. I must be professional and finish what work I have been commissioned to do first. Once I am done, I will do what you are proposing.
Graham will just like lean over to the otter and be like, if you want your guild to convince them to go to you instead of the Izzet, give him a kitchen and exotic meats. He probably won't say no.
Understood. As he takes out his little notebook again and writes down. Very well. Now, please, would you exit, please? I have much work to
Bam
do.
will leave. Also, it's really hard because no one knows that that there's such things as planeswalkers, or at least not us low-level hack.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to be like, Nim, your world, like you came from another world. Like it would be so much easier. It could be like you came from an entirely different world, but we're just like you're a crazy person.
Well, yeah. And the best part is, Nim doesn't even know that he came from a different world.
Hmm.
This is fantastic.
Nim is a lot of fun to play. I have so much fun with him.
I agree. I'm having fun.
Grandma's gonna
anyways-
look at Nim and be like, Nim, I may have a thing that you can possibly do that might help you understand a little bit about how big Ravnica is.
Okay.
He'll be like, all right, let's go find Cray because he might be able to help.
Should we head back to his house?
Yes, because I'm hoping he knows where a
Unless he's
library
still at
is
the
with
li-
like a city map.
Unless he's still at the, the courthouse with us.
Who?
You,
Cray.
Cray.
Cray went
Yeah.
home because he had no interest in figuring out.
No. He pulled me along here.
Oh, that's right.
Ah,
Yes,
yes, he
Cray.
shook his hand.
Graham will be like, Cray, where is there like a city map at? You know how to read a map, right, Nim?
There's probably
Well,
plenty
yeah.
posted along the streets.
I've got this one right here.
I mean like a city map, like the whole city. Basically, be like a world.
You mean a
map.
map of Ravnica?
Nim is
Yes,
popping
a map
out
of
his
all
map.
of Ravnica.
He's popping out his map of Mole Master, which has a paw print at one part of it, and scribbled on it, very not well done. You can kind of tell that he did it himself with one of his claws. It's written out orphanage and homeless. If you could even read it.
So,
And I mean-
oh wait, is this a professionally made map with just his scribbles on it?
Yeah. Of Mole Master.
Hmm.
I
And
also
so
have
is
this
that-
one.
Um,
And he
where
pops
did you-
out another map of Faerun.
and I mean,
So you have a world map, huh?
And let me tell his head. What is this place? That's not a map of Ravnica that I've ever seen before.
Graham is going to quietly imply that he might be like what the Ravnica equivalent of like a D&D nerd. Maybe he just got a little too into one of his games one day or got hit on the head.
See,
I
so
suppose-
there, and he's pointing with
That,
his.
or he stole it and he's very convinced.
He is going to point out a couple of different things on it, including the tower, which is the Capitol building for Mole Master. Of course, he's very proud of his the orphanage and homeless shelter he set up. And he's just pointing out different things on the Mole Master map, as well as pointing out where Mole Master is on the world map.
Graham will just be like, yeah, none of that exists here.
Yeah, this looks like This looks like as some sort of fantasy map, like it was made for some sort of fictional world.
I don't understand.
Graham will just
This
be
is
like,
where I live. At least, well, before I arrived here.
Hmm.
unfortunately, I would say we could maybe ask like the guild master for your guild master for information on you, but the fact that it's the gruel, I'm pretty sure that will be literally impossible.
Oh, I could take you to the camp.
Even
No, thank you.
Come on. And he's
even
gonna.
e- even if we could ask him, do you think he would know anything?
Nim is
No,
going to
more
start walking off in a direction with or without you guys. Unfortunately, not the right direction.
no one would know that.
Exactly.
Graham is just gonna be like, he'll find his way back eventually, I'm sure.
Well,
If
he
not, it was
found his
good
way
knowing him.
before, and then gets lost in the Azurius district. The most lovely place.
The loveliest of places.
At least,
Quite love it.
And then
I
he
mean,
gets
at least we know
hungry
he's.
and tries to chop down a tree for firewood.
Yes,
You got to
unfortunately, there's
look.
a lot of
Oh,
lovely greenery also.
I was gonna say, no, I guess there would be some greenery in the Azurius. They're big on like their water features and whatnot, and just looking opulent and nice.
And Nim was never seen again.
Well, time to make a new character. As Nim gets lost in an endless city.
I mean, eventually he'll come back to the same spot. Assuming, the world is round.
I don't actually know if Ravnica is round. I don't know how Ravnica works. All I know is that it's a plane that is covered entirely in a city.
Yes.
Us being native here, we wouldn't even question that. And the knowledge of Playboy curse not being known, we wouldn't even question it. So this is just really confusing to us.
Graham will be like, anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna head home and wait for the reports and stuff to go in.
Sounds like a good idea. I think I'm gonna head back home too. My brain is just all over the place right now.
And Graham will also look at Cray and be like, also, just imagine how good this will look for you if you solve some crazy ass conspiracy. You seem like the kind who cares a little bit too much about accolades.
He was saying that to you, Cray.
He may be absent at the moment, or
Cray is
muted.
dead and has
What was the question?
imploded. Graham was like, "Hey," Graham was trying to convince you to join up for this and be like, this could probably worth a lot of accolades for you if you help solve this little conspiracy. You seem like the person who cares a little bit too much about that kind of stuff.
Really? And what gave you that impression?
I don't know. It could be that that at first you're like, "There's no money in this." Well, no, I don't want to do that.
So how does that lead you to the assumption that I was doing it out of status?
I'm saying you just kind of seem like that kind of person who likes to be on the high and mighty part of things, based off of how you live and how you talk.
Your assumptions are rather hastily made.
Are they true?
So you're saying that you don't care about things like status or praise.
That's correct. Such things are brief and fleeting. If I live my life by other people's goodwill, then I have based my entire existence upon that of others and not of myself. Such is a very weak existence. A pathetic one at that.
Hmm.
You know that is true. Huh. I understand what I understand what he's talking about.
Anyways, I'm gonna head back to my house. I guess maybe I'll see you all later.
I'll,
Haters.
I'll pursue things out of curiosity more than anything else at this point.
Alrighty, right.
I suppose it's time for a long rest.
Yep.
It would if everyone's disbanding. However, would Cray seek them out for the other mission between the Gruul and the Orzov?
He already
Graham will
has.
need convincing
Yes.
to help the Orzov. Again, a guild he betrayed.
Gray will not attempt to convince him.
I think you should do it just for the fact that you will be helping the other guilds by by association.
Graham was like, I don't think that's how taking an Orzov mission works. Also, again, the Orzov really don't care for me.
Hmm. I mean, I
That'll
mean,
probably only happen once you become a big name.
Possibly, but there's still. I don't want to have to deal with the politics of them trying to like cheat me out of things just because they're like, oh, you were once one of us? Well, fuck you.
This is why we have a solidly written contract up front.
So,
Graham would be like, oh, are you gonna be writing the contract then? Because you're gonna have to outright you're gonna have to outwit the Orzov person
There's no wits
with
about it. I
with
put
the
up a
contract.
contract. There's no wits about it. I put up a contract and state these are our terms and conditions. If you want us to do anything with it, you'll simply agree.
if they don't, they don't, they will just part ways, right?
They're very good at finding the loopholes to their advantage. It's why your guild doesn't like them.
It's rather simple to make an airtight contract.
Is it?
Yes.
Also, I think they would be the ones presenting us with the contract, so you'd have to read that thing real carefully and amend it.
It's only in matters of extreme complexity that one it cannot be paid, or that one can create loopholes in a contract. In matters of simple simplicity, where we have been asked to investigate something.
Are people still here? Did my
Yes,
Yes,
we're
I'm still
still
here.
here.
okay? It was just very, very quiet.
Still here.
Yeah, Zim said something and then everyone just stopped talking.
Now I'm setting up stuff on YouTube and was making sure a video was actually working right.
Oh, okay. Cool. Anyways, um, in matters of simplistic means, airtight contracts are not terribly hard to write.
Like, I guess maybe, but I don't think the Orzhov like to do anything simply.
Well, then we shall simply inform them that we will not work with them, or we will demand payment upfront. You were an Orzhov. You should know how to get around some of their schemes. The problem with the Orzhov is that people just sometimes trust them. And when you trust an Orzhov, that's when the problem comes in. As long as you scrutinize everything they do, which at this point seems that's more the norm than not. And I do mean really scrutinize things. It's easy to make sure that such things do not get caught up in such distastefulness.
Well, but I trust you in this regard. You're very knowledgeable about this stuff.
Yeah, we'll just be like, ugh, fine, whatever. I guess it'll kill some time while the investigation's going on. I guess if nothing else.
Oh, don't worry. I might tag along myself since someone else is investigating the Civic.
Anyone else?
Well, Nim wandered off. It would probably be about an hour before he realizes that nobody else followed.
How long until he realizes that he doesn't know where the hell he's at?
And
He is still very confident that he's going in the right direction. But after he realizes that nobody followed him, he's going to try and find his way back. And that's when he gets lost.
I like Nim.
We need to figure out how long it takes for Nim to find his way back to Kray's house.
If he even can.
Oh no!
Don't forget,
What
Kray's house isn't even in the first district. Kray's house is
Yeah.
in the Transguild Promenade.
What happens if, like, I'm like, out of curiosity, like, does like a police this world's equivalent of like a police officer like find him and be like, okay, who lost their wolf?
Who lost their mutt? Their pair of mutts.
Because then the only thing I can think of would be like they'd get like either dropped back off to the Gruul or they'd get like dropped off to the Selenia Conclave. just because they'd be like, oh, this is absolutely those tree huggers. Like, you know, these guys are these wolves are absolutely with the tree huggers. Let's send them there.
Yeah, that's probably what happens.
Or if they actually looked for like guild symbols, then they'd be like, oh, these guys were with the Gruul, pack them up and ship them away. And then they get shipped to like the Gruul in like a box or something.
Oh my. Yeah, I can see that.
We're gonna need some information because the party is about to
banned.
go on Kray's little job while they're waiting for the investigation parts of the everything else to be happening. So I'm going to assume it's gonna take at least a couple of days.
Digi, that's kind of your cue.
Right. Would you, in fact, allow yourself to be stopped?
Yeah, he has no qualms with being stopped by someone.
They're going to ask for your identification.
My what
After,
now?
upon seeing how you actually stopped, showing that you have some knowledge. Your identification.
I don't know what you mean.
You're cruel, aren't you?
They're my friends. I'm trying to find my other friends.
Other friend.
Yeah, they were at the port place thing.
Oh.
But they didn't follow me, so it's just down this way, right? And he probably points in the complete wrong direction.
No, if you want the gruel, it's that way. If you want the Transguild Promenade, it's very interesting that you would have friends in that area, but I suppose we can get you an escort.
Ooh, that would be nice. I could cook him a dinner when we get there.
I wonder what's for dinner.
I mean, he still has goblin meat. Digi?
I mean, yes, you do still have goblin meat on you, thanks to your bag of colding.
I think he means like, what are they? What do they do? What are like these guards doing with Nim? Like, are they like leading him back or like what?
They will.
Now, where are they leading him to exactly?
They're taking him back to the gruel. But you might notice this as they are taking you in the direction they first pointed to and said, that's the gruel. And then the other direction, the Transguild Promenade, the direction they are not taking you.
And the other direction is where Cray's house is.
Yes.
No! My friends are the other way. Well, my other friends.
Are you... Oh... And you're really sure they're your friends?
Yeah! I made them dinner and everything.
Let me see. Oh, alright. Don't cause any trouble, though, or that'll be on your head.
Trouble? Why would I cause trouble?
Well, because you're a little ignorant to most things.
Also, that's kind of just what the gruel do. They cause trouble. At least when they're in the city, like where like wilderness hasn't taken over.
Well, yes, but he doesn't understand that. No matter how many times it's been explained to him.
Name is a dog.
Well, Roll history to give to give the address or directions.
Wait, what?
They're escorting you back to the Transguild Promenade, but they don't know where to take you from there.
He will give them
My
the
hamster is
address
getting
because he
antsy.
does
If
actually
we be
remember
adventurers, let
the
us adventure.
street address for Cray's house.
What in the world is a tribble?
I think that's a thing from Star Trek.
Star Trek. Basically little balls of fluff that multiply repeatedly.
And almost problematically multiply.
Almost problematically? That sounds like really problematic.
No, it is. It is very problematically.
Alright. That sounds like an is it thing. No, wait, not is it. Simic.
Think of it like this: a trip. You know, in cartoons where like you see a rabbit, you look away for 2 seconds, you look back, and there's like 10. That's a tribble.
Oh lordy.
We will deny that for now, but I'm giving the DM homework, Karma, to look up tribbles from StarCraft and understand them for next time.
Star Trek.
Yeah. I'm working on a StarCraft video right now on YouTube, so, you know.
Yeah,
that's where my mind keeps going.
Yeah, I understand. No worries.
Tribbles might be more terrifying than the Zerg because they'll make everyone starve to death.
Oh lord.
From what
Aren't
I
they also,
understand,
like,
they're almost as
super hard
bad
to
as
kill?
slivers.
I think they're also like insanely hard to kill too. Like it's more or less you just have to move them somewhere else.
Anyways, we are incredibly off track, so let's get back on track.
Right.
Cray, you get a knock on your door, probably.
Yep.
Ah.
It's a guard from the Azorius. It's a guard.
Alrighty. Hello?
This yours?
Hey, Cray!
Oh. Technically, no, but he can come in.
See, I told you! Cray and I are really good friends. And he just kind of pushes his way through.
He lets him in. He looks at the guard. Is there anything else?
No, but
You
please
have a good
put
day, and he closes the door in his face.
Librarians.
So, did
Why
the,
would you slam the door in a guard's face?
What?
Go ahead, Graham.
I was just like, you just slam the door in like the guard's face? Really?
He doesn't slam the door, he just closes it. He just, is there anything else? Well, no, close his door. Have a good day. It's not a slam, it's just goodbye.
Our
Clunk.
conversation is over. No more addendums.
So,
I assume
great.
you
Did
have something to
my
cook?
meat come?
What meat?
The Chimera.
Dusty?
It has not arrived yet.
I have received no packages.
Oh. Well, that's okay. I got
Yeah.
other stuff to cook for you.
All
I
right.
need Trotso off to the kitchen to start cooking.
Start cooking up some goblin dogs.
Yes, actually.
Oh lord.
Nice and, they're nice and, grilled.
Cray goes into his inner sanctum.
Until he gets a
And
knock on the door to, inform him food is ready.
Yes. To which he replies as per usual and says that he shall be there momentarily.
Alright, so fast forwarding to the next day.
Yep.
Let's get this going.
Yep.
Time
Yeah.
lapse.
I'm ready for actual
Waiting for the
combat.
DM to do it.
It's
I
a
mean,
little difficult when the party is like not really quite a party yet. They're just kind of like, we're just hanging out with each other, but we really don't know why yet because we're not really friends.
I mean, I already gave you a long rest. I could give another one. Nope.
No, we're
No,
good.
no.
Nim considers us all very good friends.
I meant like in
There.
general, like we're all like with the exception of Nim, maybe like the rest of the party is just like we're just a bunch of loosely acquainted like acquaintances.
Yeah, true.
Well, what's
Yes,
wrong with
I'm
that?
assuming we'd meet up at Cray's house because that seems to we've turned Cray's house into the meeting place.
Yeah, we
because
kind of
that's where
have.
Nim likes to spend his time.
Nim's the party leader.
Ha! No.
The following day.
Yeah.
Pray, you have 2 days left to finish this mission.
All right. I summon all of them.
And
Everyone, you have been invited to Gray's house.
when you said you summoned us, I kind of picture us appearing to us. I kind of picture us appearing to a summoning circle.
Yeah. Cray just draws like a pentagram outside and you all appear. Ah, yes.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Well, since Graham just assumed that that's where they were meeting, he would have like whenever he woke up, he would have just gone like straight there. Especially again, because again, guild communication is apparently like not a thing.
Yeah, sounds
Right.
about right.
Anyways, are you all here?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yippers.
All right.
No.
So, he's going to set everyone down at the main table. Nim is obviously going to be making food because that's all he does.
He does more than that.
Shut your face. No, he doesn't. Anyways, as we are all gathered for important business, do I have any briefing to give them or anything?
Well,
Nim has brought out a
The-
15-course breakfast buffet.
oh my word.
All of the finest quality.
Hold on. Hold on. Did you roll for this?
Yes.
Yes, you did. You did. That's a natural 20. You did.
There's bacon and sausage and pancakes and waffles and, you know.
I don't even have a waffle iron.
That's okay. Nim made it work anyways.
There are, in fact, waffles, though I don't own a waffle iron.
Somehow.
I want food.
Nim personally made sure that they were all like waffles, though they do have paw prints in the middle of each of them.
That's adorable. I don't know how that would work, though, without burning your paws, though.
Graham will just be like, you do wash your paws, right?
I've taught him how to
yeah.
use soap and water.
Yeah, he did. It doesn't taste good. But it does
But it
smell
smells
nice. And he holds up one of his paws towards Graham's face.
Like, okay, that's all I needed to know. Because you do spend all day walking on your paws, so...
He holds his paw up to your face, it smells like fucking bugles.
What's a bugle?
You've
So this
never
little
had
fucking
bugles?
corn chip thing?
No.
You've never seen, like... well, how do you not know what the hell bugles are?
I'm sorry, I've never heard that word before.
It's like... It's kind of like... it's a snack food, kind of like...
It's a corn chip. It's just a corn chip. It's not like a corn tortilla chip, but it's a corn chip.
Oh.
Sort of.
In the shape of, like, a horn/bugle.
Interesting.
They're fun.
Yeah.
They're tasty. Very tasty.
But my dad has always stated that old dogs' paws smell like bugles, and to this day I've never known a dog's paws that do not smell like bugles, which is weird.
Well, anyways, Nim did bring out a very good feast for breakfast. So do we get a bonus on anything, Digi? I mean, that is a nat 20.
Oh, I was gonna ask where Nim got the food, but then I was like, he raided an entire pantry for an inn.
Yes.
Well,
Y'all made me hungry.
He also, went out and bought a whole bunch of ingredients.
Yeah, I was like, no, he absolutely has plenty of food for feasts.
I mean, this is Craig's house. I imagine he has plenty of food.
He does.
Oh, hey, Mr. Beast Burger's in Milwaukee now.
Well, how about this? Your first D20 roll can have a +2.
For all of us, or just in general, or what?
Everyone who partook.
Everyone. Okay, cool.
What's the question?
No, I said everyone, their first D20 roll of the day can be a +2.
Oh, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and head out.
Yep.
Aye.
Graham will be like, you did check the contract, right? Oh, no, that's right. We're going to go meet the client, aren't we?
Yes, you're going to the Orzhov to meet the client,
Alright.
seemingly at the border of their territory.
Of course.
Makes sense to me.
I'm gonna assume that we arrive shortly thereafter leaving.
Yes. Being plentiful.
It was a good breakfast. A very good breakfast.
Alright. So what's the client look like as far as rank goes?
They seem to be somewhat higher up there.
Like middle management or something,
Yeah,
basically.
about middle management.
Graham will let Cray do most of the talking.
Frey approaches the individual who had, in fact, spoken with him earlier. He gives him a nod.
Yeah, that means right behind Cray.
And as Cray does approach, he holds up his Azurius emblem.
Ah, you must be the one that they told me was coming.
Yes, I believe I would be that one.
Ray, yes? And
That
these
is
are
in-
your associates, then?
These are the individuals I've arrived with. I would assume someone like you can draw conclusions.
Of course. They just look a bit not Azorius.
I've had many dealings with individuals who have been not Azurius. I don't know why this surprises you.
Well, one would think one would stick to their own guild when acquiring peers for a team.
I'm sorry, were you the individual I spoke to?
No. I'm
Ah.
merely the one who put out a mission. I was told by our guild that you had accepted it and would be expecting you within a time frame.
Understandable. You're not my usual.
No,
dealer.
I'm not. This is the first time we've met.
Right. Well, if we have future business, this should not be uncommon to you.
Very well then.
I prefer a diverse skill set.
Understandable. Everyone has their specialties and flaws. But that's neither here nor there. You will be given a 120 gold for the extermination of all gruel by the border.
Extermination of the gruel.
Complete and utter. I'd like none who retreat successfully.
It was my understanding that we were here to exterminate hostilities.
Well, yes. They have come to our border and are assaulting all who approach it. They appear agitated for some reason, but aren't being reasonable. So, we've hired some outside help now that negotiations have failed in their entirety, and we'd like to let it be known that consequences will have swift and certain consequences.
I have a gruel amongst my team. I'm going to see if he can't speak with them and make sure that they are no longer dealing with you. We can try to arrange compensation.
Well, I'd prefer them dead. They are just cruel.
Well, that's kind of rude.
Do you care?
Myself?
No, him, that mutt that just spoke to me.
He's the gruel.
I'm a wolf.
Right, you. Even gruel don't care about other gruel. So this is fine.
There's no reason to kill just for the sake of killing.
I'm killing to make sure they don't bother me again.
He does have a point, though. You're an Orsov, correct?
Yes, but gruel don't have much money.
There are other things that can be extorted.
You have a point, but they're difficult to bind with contracts because once it stops being in their favor, they'll just cross their arms and pretend it didn't happen.
Well, that's why you work it into their favor. Or make them think it works into their favor. You're not a very good Orzhov, are you?
I've got other things to fight. I've got other things to manage. I don't need some dirty rule on my doorstep.
If we resolve this, as in you want them gone, and I assume some form of compensation, be that their actual deaths or some other form, will that be satisfactory?
I suppose so. I'm ready to be impressed, Azorius.
We'll consider this a verbal contract, then.
Yes. Let's shake on it, then.
Let's not.
Very well.
It's not a physical contract, after all.
Of course.
What payment are you offering?
A flat rate of 120 gold.
Total?
I
Yes.
thought you said 150 before.
No. I didn't.
Yeah, I don't believe he did either. DM, correct me if I'm wrong, but he never said 150, right?
No. This
I
may
could've
have been
sworn he
Nim's
did.
attempt.
No, I could have sworn out of character that he did. If not, scratch it.
It could be Nim's attempt to be clever. It could be.
I could see that.
No, Nim's not greedy about stuff like that. It was just me misremembering, so ignore that I ever said that.
All
Right.
Gotcha.
I could have misheard
Anyways.
or something.
He gives a nod and then sort of like gives Nim a whistle as he like nods his head and starts walking towards what I'm guessing is nearby the Gruul encampment.
It's not too far away, but just inside the border of the Orzhov, there is in fact a Gruul encampment with around 20 creatures.
I'm guessing that the area around their camp looks like a bomb went off.
Everything is destroyed, and it in fact looks like more than just the soil being upturned. They brought in plants and soil to toss about.
Sean.
Interesting.
How will you approach them?
Gray's just walking near them and he gives a whistle to Nim to just like follow by his side.
Nim is happily following.
He's just walking.
Nim on one side, Silver on the other.
They look over to you, inherently almost mad to see you. But then they see Nim and Silver and look very confused. Oh. Is it him? Which one is him? I don't know. The one that talks. Which one talks? I don't know. Say something.
So is this Nim's like actual like Gruul clan? Because I know the Gruul are like further segmented than any other guild.
Oh yes. They certainly are. Nim doesn't recognize them, but news of talking animals is shared between the clans. The one with the autumn fur, I think. That one. Why is he with him? He looks not natural.
Which one is he pointing to?
They're pointing at Cray when they say not natural.
Frey's just walking.
Eventually, one steps forward, blocking their path quite deliberately, and says, "Who are you to approach us?"
I'm Nimotar
Cray.
Bonechomp.
Greetings, fellow Nim.
Hi. So they want
What?
us to kill you, but that doesn't seem right.
Nim,
Aha, the path of combat then. We understand.
Well, no. I just said I don't want to do it, so they said we could do a different thing.
What other thing? Who are they?
Are you Gruel here to officiate the spread of nature?
We are.
Right. That's to be expected.
Rank up. Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Cool. I'm coming here because this individual here is one of my companions, I understand. I do not look of it, but I am here for your best intentions.
we are.
Oh, you joined me?
I mean, yeah, we're all here with you, right? Enemy
Oh,
is right.
I thought it was just Cray and Nim walking up. I didn't know the rest of you guys followed.
Graham would have been within like distance. He wouldn't have like gone up with you guys, but he would have been like nearby. You know, close enough to like come to your aid should things go south.
Oh, enemy did came. He's right behind you. And what about Locket? Locket, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you
Am I-
join the party who walked up to the Gruel camp, or did you just stay back with Graham?
I'll probably just stay back with.
I mean, Graham is like just like still close enough that he could like run to get to them, but he's keeping a distance, so it doesn't seem like an all-out attack or something to the Gruel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna be staying back with Grim.
Alright, so we are up here with them.
Hello? The testing?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello.
We
All right.
hear you.
Okay. Hold on. Good. Okay, give me 1 second. My thing's being a little funky.
I'm guessing
Okay.
we hear him, but he doesn't hear us.
No, I can hear you guys.
There.
Weirdly glitchy. Anywho, I'm back now. Usually reconnecting fixes it temporarily, at least.
So yeah, it's Cray, Element, and Nim over there, and Locket and Asim stay away,
Hey, what about Silver?
and Silver.
Thank you. Silver gives a bark.
Arf.
How could you say something like that?
My name is Lomej. We are here and justified for our actions.
Yeah, what
I
are you
didn't know the
trying to
girl-
do?
I didn't know the girl justified things.
Their general mindset is like that of like your typical, like the stereotypical attitude you would expect a barbarian player to have, just smash everything.
They came here waving their papers at us that no one had ever signed. Therefore, we shall show them what we think of their papers. Nature shall take their lands, starting with here.
In my experience, nature just kind of spreads on its own, though.
It needs encouragement sometimes, if they don't allow it.
So are they saying that they're... So are you saying that they told you could spread the nature?
No. We decided it would be best to do it now, as we are angered by their attempts upon us.
What attempts on you?
They approached us with papers and said that we had to surrender a bit of our land to them, as apparently, according to their papers, borders were no longer correct.
A land dispute?
And they wanted our fruit.
You cut out a bit there for me.
And they wanted our fruit. They will not have nature's bounty.
But it's better to share food with everyone.
Not with them. Not with those greedy, not nature embracers.
Not nature embracers. What a way to say it.
Yeah, the girl kind of despise civilization in general.
But why not?
They came to take down this land, the trees. They will eat the fruit and plant no new seeds.
Dun dun dun.
So we just need to get them to do that and everything will be fine, right? Because I agree, they should be
Pave over the
replanting what they
soil.
take.
You can plant nothing on a road. You can.
So they tried to take your land and you're taking theirs?
Yes.
That doesn't make much sense to me.
It is for the best.
I'd say
They have
just
made
defend
their
your...
intentions clear that they shall not coexist. Therefore, they began this. We shall finish this.
But that's not the way nature works. You defend your territory, you don't seek to take other territory.
You do, though.
I've never done that. My pack and I, we defended our territory and just... If somebody encroached on it, then we, defend it, but otherwise, they...
Then we are moving for different territory, and someone else can have other group.
That's really not how it works, though. Not in nature.
We shall make this more nature. It is not nature here, and we find that offensive. But before we tolerated it, because they were not directly assaulting our livelihoods.
Okay, so we just need to get them to not attack you, and then you don't attack them.
We do want to destroy this land, though, and have trees.
That's a problem.
Are you so in favor of these these not nature embracers? What benefit do they have to the Gruul way?
I mean, they bring cooking.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have cooking too. It's just not fancy.
Have you ever tried a peppered steak?
That seems like something they would have. Because
Well,
they'd have pepper and they would have steaks. So
yes.
I don't think they would.
I do believe even tribalistic peoples had seasonings.
Yes.
It's just not fancy.
Yeah, it's not fancy,
Yes,
but peppered
we-
steak is not fancy.
We have had peppered meat, yes.
No, but you gotta try it this way.
A very special way.
Yeah.
We can cook plenty on our own. It is hearty, filling, and it makes you large and strong.
Yes, but it can be enjoyed.
We enjoy our food.
Well, fair. But I still don't see a reason to kill over it.
Killing is the way of nature. We return them to
their brains must
From
be about
whence they came.
exploding because
That
they
is
expect
wrong.
them to destroy civilization.
Yeah, no, they're really trying to bring him back to the natural way.
And yet he is fully in tune with his natural side.
They're
That's
just not-
not how
I mean,
nature
I mean,
works.
animals fight over territory all the time, though.
Oh
too.
yeah, they do.
Yes, but they don't go and invade other territory.
Well, actually, no.
Yeah, no, they do. They really do.
I mean, some of
You
them
know-
do. Some of them protect their own territory. It depends on what animal it is.
You know, I've always had many interesting thought processes when it came to Gruul ideology.
Yes.
Well, for instance, let me pose a question to you, Gruul. Before Ravnica, what was there?
Nature.
Of course, there was always nature. But nature gave birth to beings. Beings needed shelter. You yourselves use shelter, don't you? You have tents, you have caves, other things like that, correct?
Yes, we do.
Of course. Of course, the better the shelter, the more comfortable it is for you, correct? Bigger tents, bigger caves, things like that.
Yes.
Now, if nothing existed before the city, but the city was built, and before the city was nature, that is, how do we know the city itself was not a natural evolution of nature?
It is because it stops nature. It hurts the plants and brings no new ones.
Have you ever taken a moment to walk down the Trans Guild Promenade? Have you not seen the plants and trees that are planted within the very city? How along the roads there are systematically planted trees that thrive and turn green, and in the fall they still turn?
They're very beautiful.
Out of character, who wants to take bets to see how long it takes the Gruul to punch Cray in the face?
And then you're gonna say they're very beautiful. I can attest to that.
Let me just see how these guys are holding up. I need a more definitive answer than that.
Because I think they just want like wild nature, not like, because they don't even like the Selesnya, and they're like all about like combining like nature and like civilization.
Yes. However, Cray's roundabout speaking and a poor wisdom save from their part is sort of messing with them.
Yay.
But that is not true nature. We
Isn't it
live in
though?
true nature. That is organized. These are not trees of bounty. There are no animals roaming free.
You've not been to the Celestia Conclave then. There are many animals that roam free there. And they plant
These
many
are
trees.
domesticated animals. Their instincts are gone. These are
I highly
Not true,
disagree.
but yes.
They
Like,
let me wander around.
And if you worry about animals and instincts, then the preservation that has been created by the Simic themselves makes sure that very many animals live in areas where they're allowed to keep their instincts. Never mind their other endeavors.
The Simic are mad perverters of nature.
They weren't originally.
They have since lost their way and need reprimanding, much like a father would discipline their child.
Potentially. But that's besides the point. The argument I'm making currently is that the city itself came from nature, as nature birthed the people, and the people birthed the city.
They have lost their way. It is like a child stabbing their mother and taking their house.
But how could the house exist for that to be stolen, unless provided by nature?
Then why do they cut down such nature and build walls and refuse to let it come back?
Graham is
They
gonna
live in such order. Nature is not one giant house. It is houses with nature around, with animals, with trees all over.
Graham is gonna nudge Markov and be like, one gold that says that these peace talks break down, and and one of the gruel kind of gets fed up with Cray and punches him in the face.
I'll throw 2 gold in.
On that note, one of them speaks up and says, "But the wolf, he is with them. Bone Chomper supports the city. Is the city nature? No, the city cannot be nature." They are now arguing amongst each other, some convinced by Cray and others too stubborn.
Nim gives a very loud bark.
Mostly because Bone Chomper is for the city? Is for cooking in city?
Nim gives a very loud bark to try and quiet everybody down.
They all look at Nim, recognizing the bark.
Now, I have seen lots of the nature out there. I've seen the birds, I've seen the trees. They won't let me chop down the trees for cooking, but, that's beside the point.
They have such strange and unusual. So, why can we not take what we hunt inside the city? Why must we wait?
This is about not being allowed to hunt?
There are many things we dislike about the city. It does not follow common sense. You hunt and you eat. You don't just go somewhere and take meat from one another.
I've acquired a lot of meat from them.
He's not wrong. He does acquire a lot of meat from our friend over here. He points at Cray.
That is not the way it should be. We should go and hunt and earn our food.
I mean,
I absolutely earn it. And I do hunt.
You hunt in the city?
Yeah.
I earn my food too by hunting, technically.
Who are you all to say how things should be? Who are any of us to say how things should be? To impose a single ideal upon the entire world?
We are the Gruul. We are the oldest. We are the parents of every clan. We have every right to say.
Ah, so you are the collective Gruul and not an individual that has misinterpreted who you are. You
There
simply
is many
pull on...
fighting among them.
Yes, many indeed.
I believe very well that you defend your territory, but don't try and take theirs. They should not take your territory, and you should not try and take theirs. That's how it should be.
And let me not. I agree. That is the. I believe that's the just way.
Nim and Cray, may I have a charisma? You both. Straight charisma.
Straight charisma.
Not persuasion. Well, actually, it wouldn't matter because my persuasion has no proficiency. So,
would it be persuasion though? Because my persuasion also doesn't have proficiency.
Graham has a good persuasion.
Well, you were not the one talking. Straight.
No, I am not.
Nice.
I don't know why it rolled twice, but okay.
All right.
The 17 was the one that actually rolled. The 14 just kind of popped up. Question mark.
I didn't realize you had negative modifier on charisma.
Yeah.
Actually, I should have. If I was the one talking, I should have been the one rolling because my charisma is +4.
Pretty sure.
Well, also the words themselves matter for determining the DC.
See, Cray has wisdom.
Yeah.
They are.
And I mean,
they have been floored by this combination of Nim and Cray.
And I mean, it's just a greenhorn.
I'm guessing it's mostly just Nim being present and like defending them. That's just like their brains are like melting down.
They are, but also Cray has that strange silver beak and is basically talking circles around them, and they can't do anything about it because they're Gruul.
Hello, yes, am Lawman. How you doing?
What is Lawman? Why does he carry thin tree?
Again, I'm really surprised they just haven't been like, screw this conversation, punch in face, start fight.
It's mostly Nim.
It's mostly Nim, and because Nim is there, Cray can just directly question their very ideals.
Yeah.
This... No one... What? They're like looking between each other for some answers. Because the talking wolf and this Birdman are working together. Could this be the will of other Gruul? Is this the way? Do they only defend? Is that the correct way?
Defend
and eat. What?
Defend and prosper.
We wish to spread nature to prosper further.
But you have your area and they have theirs. Maybe try and talk to them and teach them how to do it.
No.
Why
not? Orthoth. They come with silly papers and strange deals.
Well, yeah, I agree that all the paper stuff is weird, but, you know, it also can provide lots of good information and knowledge that makes things even better.
How literate is your average gruel?
Not.
Can't imagine they are.
You were talking about like
You know-
3%, maybe.
You know, Cray here, he
like
knows a
like
lot
the
about
highest
that stuff.
leadership understands words.
Usually
on
just the
paper.
shamans and priests are the only ones that can read. Everybody else is pretty illiterate.
Yeah, but which is why I said maybe 3%.
Mm-hmm.
Cray here knows a lot. I'm sure he'd be happy to help you.
No what?
Why not? He helped me.
They're starting to look at you very suspiciously, Nim.
The city that you all are so opposed to, in and of itself, can much be described as a living and breathing being.
They are not of stone. They are made of meat and bone.
You clearly have not seen many of the creatures that occur in nature.
Those are
Or many
different.
would be described as stone.
Those are different. People
Are
do
they?
not live on a stone being. There would be no
Have you ever
mutual benefit to either.
My pack and I always lived in a stone cave.
You know.
That's not quite the same.
How isn't it?
This cave is not alive. It is whole.
They make their own caves because there's a lot of them.
You come back later. We need think.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
What was said? I missed words.
You come back later. We need to think. Maybe go back home. Maybe.
I would highly recommend listening, he points to Nin, to this one. He has wisdom and guidance.
Guidance from talking animal. Talking animal has been taught by you.
I have simply given him wisdom of the city, wisdom that is available to all of you, should you be willing to learn it.
Watch all the girls show up at Cray's house and demand wisdom.
No,
I could give you guys.
Graham is a little worried that they're gonna be like that Cray has corrupted Nim and they're gonna go ballistic. That's what Graham is worried about.
They are starting to think that, but they're not there yet. City wisdom. But Nim hunt in city and get food.
I definitely don't understand most of the ways they do things, but there's a lot of stuff that is good about them.
The cruel way is better.
I wouldn't say needlessly killing everybody is better.
It is simply fighting.
But you should only hunt when you need food. Do you not have food back home?
We do.
So then why are you killing needlessly?
It's not needless. They came into our territory, and we shall make sure that they do not come back by taking theirs and making our lands better.
How do you intend to
Zim,
make your lands better?
Sorry, a question out of character. Don't the Gruul live in areas where they've literally like destroyed the city and like nature has reclaimed it. Like, isn't that where the Gruul basically live? When it's not like you know the few untouched areas of nature.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, if Nim would, I'm assuming Nim would have known that because wherever his Gruul clan lived, they probably lived in like an area that was like nature reclaimed like the destroyed part of the city whenever they moved in.
Yeah, or maybe he didn't pay attention.
That's possible. That is a distinct possibility.
Nim
Even with the
also
Gruul living-
does not really approve of a lot of the things they do. He doesn't think that they should be doing things like this. He does agree that there could be more nature. Because, you know, he's seen people live in one with nature, and he approves of that a lot. He doesn't so much approve of the city as a whole. But it is what it is. We're getting a lot of typing.
Oh, sorry. I thought I had my noise suppression on. There we go. You should hopefully
Well,
not
I
get-
guess we'll go ahead and head back to them, and we'll be right over there when you're ready to talk some more.
Yes.
Would you like some? I've got some food if you'd like it.
What food?
Hold out your hand.
No, not that penance.
Don't question it.
They will hold out their hand.
How many of them are there in the immediate area?
There was about there was about 20. There might be more still waiting in the tents.
Well, Nim is going to pull out the last of his loaded tortillas, split them up as much as he can, so everybody gets a little bit.
They are confused by this food.
He will keep a piece for himself and munch on it. This is something from the city.
This is food.
It's very good food.
Okay. We eat this.
He's just sitting there with a wagging and just excitedly watching. It's really good, isn't it?
It is strange, with strange flavors. But very rich, but not filling. Not like meat.
Oh, it has lots of meat in it. But that's also only just a small bit. I don't have much more with me right now. But that's the sort of thing that they make.
A city will starve you.
Oh no, I went and got a whole bunch of that. That's just all I had left. If you want, I can make you some more.
You could almost hear their brains cracking as they try to process this information.
They're having a really hard time. but you can almost like hear ancient rusty gears creaking against one another.
I feel a bit bad for them. Their whole world is starting to come apart by the what they consider their savior.
Well, this will end one of two ways. They'll either go back just to consult with like their shaman or priests about this, or two, they're gonna go ballistic and just go batshit crazy and attack everything in sight.
I am okay either way because I personally would kind of like some battle, some combat, but at the same time, I also want this to work out peacefully. So, you know, it's...
Congratulations, Nim. You are now up, dog.
I'm what?
You are now up, dog. You are higher than they are.
Not much. What's up with you?
I am very confused.
You are a very ascended canine. You are up, dog.
Oh. Well, either way, Nim would try and resolve this peacefully, but, you know. As a player, I want combat. As a character, Nim does not want this fight. He doesn't mind fighting, but there's no reason to fight here.
You know, Nim.
Well,
you know, Nim.
Yes!
There is a language to which you can speak with Ogogari that can, in fact, help you prove your point in a way that they will understand.
He tilts his head.
Usually in a challenge between yourself and one of their strongest opponents, usually the one they currently consider their leader, it can prove to be, should you win, very enlightening for the group.
I don't know if Nim could actually win a one-on-one fight. He is a wizard.
Aren't you like the beefiest out of all of us? Hold on, let me double check this. No, you've only got 23 health. Okay, you're not as beefy as I thought you were. I recall you being beefy in the last campaign.
That said, I mean, my health may not be as high, but I do have the highest armor class out of everyone.
Ah, maybe that was what I was recalling.
Yeah, that definitely could be it.
And he does have quite a few spells he can use.
This is an equal opportunity. Alright, you want combat? Go do combat with one of them. And resolve things peacefully by doing so.
Why does this not have the save on it? Huh. Well, we're going to see what they say, and worst comes to worst, then he will take other actions and such.
yes.
Well, we'll be right over there, waiting to hear what you have to say.
We just need a meme.
Okay, well, Toshime
like-
just had to explain what you were trying to go for, Digi. I
So you understand it now.
hard on that.
Yeah, I was surprised that you couldn't get it. I was surprised.
What?
In regards to the
up
up
dog
dog thing.
Yes. Not much. What's up with you?
Yeah. So anyways, I guess we're gonna pull back and wait for them to make a decision.
Cray is going to go ahead and approach the individual. The contractor, so to speak. JG.
Pardon?
I'm approaching the quote-unquote contractor.
Okay.
I'm gonna beat him over the head with a stick. No, I'm kidding.
That would end poorly, I promise.
Would it?
I mean, it would probably end in the immediate termination of the contract.
Yeah, if he's dead. Well, maybe not if he's dead.
Or at
To be
least
fair,
a
though-
reduction in pay.
You know, there was nothing in the contract that said I couldn't kill.
Well, we're trying.
Technically correct. However,
the best kind of correct.
However, other Orzhov will immediately capitalize on this.
Anyways, I approached the individual.
Yes.
Yes. We are working on something, but in the event that we can get them to relocate, you wouldn't happen to have any nearby competitors, would you?
Apart from the Gruul in this immediate area, not especially.
No other Orzhov that you would like to put a thorn in their side?
His eyebrow raises that, as you mentioned this, but he doesn't say no.
Because we could just have them relocate and make them someone else's problem.
I have a question. Is Nim still next to Cray while he's basically like good at like talking?
No,
about
Cray is doing this by himself.
Okay.
Well, Nim would have gone along with Cray unless Cray told him not to.
Cray would not be speaking with this guy if Nim was directly there.
I think what Zim was saying is that Nim really likes Cray and basically like sticks to his side unless otherwise otherwise sent away or
Gotcha.
busy.
Alright, in said case, Cray would ask for him to wait while he figures some things out.
Okay.
He goes to this guy and he talks to him and proceed as per usual.
Is there any wood in the area?
The Gruul probably have plenty of wood as they brought trees into plant.
Yes.
Okay, so I ask him if there would be a way that, because, like, if we can get them to relocate, that may be equally beneficial. To that. Oh?
Pardon, what was the question? Say it again. I've been distracted.
Response to, does he say anything in response to Cray? Okay, thank you, Ison.
Does Graham overhear this very Orzhov conversation coming out of Cray?
If you didn't follow Cray, you might be catching bits of it.
Well, Graham is nearby and he has big ass ears, so
Hmm.
he would have been at least trying to listen in. That's why I rolled.
I don't assume I
Graham has very
appreciate
good
it, but I don't
hearing.
assume Cray would just be talking about this openly.
Yeah, but Graham
This
doesn't
is
have to be like
true.
right next to you to hear what the hell you're saying, nor even looking in your direction, as he has rabbit
on.
ears.
Lost the server there for a minute, sorry.
So does Graham overhear? How much of the conversation does Graham overhear with an 18?
Well, I'm gonna throw it out there. Cray specifically went to this guy to speak with him without being followed. I am not assuming that this guy is just 20
No,
away from the party.
he is not.
All right then, never mind.
If other people are present, these conversations are happening.
I thought this guy was basically like near like the border anyways, like because he's either waiting for us to do something about it or about to sick Orzov guild members on these people.
It's my understanding he's close, but apparently we had to walk for a bit before we were even at the border. So
Yeah,
I think
he's like
that close.
he's like some buildings away.
All right. I think Graham would have questioned why you were leaving the border area then whenever you were about to leave. He'd be like, what are you up to?
I'm going to go ask the Orsov individual about that paper that these Gruul are asking about.
All right.
He gives a nod and he goes off to find out about the paper, which he is actually going to do. That was the next thing I was going to have him do. But I'm just like, everyone's rolling perception. And I'm like, whoa, no, stop. But how does he react?
Well, there is another person I wouldn't mind having harassed for some time. Maybe I could, in the future, buy out their holdings.
I ask who it is, just so it's of potential mutual benefit.
Of course.
It just, you don't need to give me a name. Is it anyone that Cray would care about?
It is not.
All right.
This isn't a name you know.
Okay, then Cray's just like, okay.
Are we sure Cray is Azurius and not Orzov? Because he seems very Orzov-y right now.
Well, it's about fulfilling the contract to the client's satisfaction.
But he's helping scheme underhanded things.
Yes. I wonder if that might have something to do with Prey.
Regardless, Cray goes ahead and then he asks, okay, well, they are mentioning something about a paper.
Yes.
I doubt that the Gruul actually went about signing a contract, so I'm very curious as to what this paper was.
Well, it was an old trade deal.
Trade deal? With the Gruul?
Well, you see, if you can hire someone to beat one of them up, they become remarkably amicable. Especially if that is a local leader.
Right. So why aren't you just doing that again?
Because they're not following through. Therefore, I'll just get rid of them if they're not being amicable anymore.
Just beat them up again.
First guy cost like 500 gold. And the ones before him just died. And the ones before...
It would be easier than killing them all.
I bet you can do it.
Also, 500 gold? You're fucking underhanding us?
You said yes.
We did say yes.
Also, does this really surprise Craig?
I'll remember that.
Well, it's your own fault for not doing any research.
What kind of research am I supposed to do to get into your dealings?
You're the record keepers.
Just because I'm a record keeper doesn't mean I keep your records, Orzhov.
Well, that sounds like it's not my problem.
Oh, no, see, when it did become your problem is when you told me that you had charged someone else 500 gold.
Yes, for a job they completed to my satisfaction, which I expected to reap benefits from. Now that I'm not reaping benefits from it, due to their turning, I'm quite cross and have decided 500 was far too much.
Hmm.
Now,
He gives him.
about that failed deal. See, I was to deliver them other seeds. Special seeds. I delivered. They've
What?
planted. These led to very special fruit. Thanks to the Simic, I now want those fruit after they have planted and grown them, just in the territory beyond these walls. I am also, according to this paper, now entitled to take their land. After 10 years.
Ah, they really didn't read this, did they? Of course, it's
Do you
Google.
think they
I
can
shouldn't be
read?
surprised.
I just asked them to put a mark. And they did.
How do you... Well,
It's the gruel.
now you're the fool because you've taken a gruel mark and assumed that means anything.
It means something to the gruel.
Yeah, something to the gruel, yeah, but if you try to get this to have some other Orzhov uphold it, they're just going to laugh at you for making a deal with a gruel. You're at least paying us, so I'll try to work out something for you.
Right.
Of course, if our payment was increased, I could try to work out something a lot more amicable, but yeah, since we're only worth 120 gold, I'll see what I can manage.
Maybe I'll let you have some. Maybe I'll let you.
What's so special about this fruit?
Well, if you'd like that information instead of for some minor deduction, I could part with it. This is a very special fruit, you see.
You do realize one of us is a gruel and can literally walk over there and get some himself. In fact, I could literally exploit this entire dealing. But I haven't yet, because you haven't pissed me off yet. Not that much, at least.
Fine.
Graham would be so pissed if he was capable of hearing this conversation going on.
Fine. With the gruel carefully growing us in their strange nature methods, these seem to be successfully grown fruit with some minor actual restorative properties. I'm not sure how they managed. Supposedly the Simic said, yes, they are. I could sell these for quite a lot, now that the gruel have managed to make mature trees for me.
Need healing fruit.
Yes, they did.
Hold on. Hello?
Yes, hello.
Okay. Why do you need healing fruit? I thought Orzhov didn't care if people lived or died.
Because I can sell them.
You know what? Fair.
You can sell them as blessed fruit to people willing to buy anything.
I could sell them however I wish.
Alright, well, with that in mind, that should give me enough information to help some things along. In fact, there may be a way to resolve this peacefully and profitably. Anyways, I'll get back to you.
Right then.
And then he goes back to join the party. And I just got a text that my food is here. I'll be right back.
Are you still there?
Yes,
So,
yes.
in the meantime, Nim has set up a small fire and begun cooking.
Enemy is right next to you. Enemy is right next to you, blanking out because he cannot serve you cooking. So he's trying to keep an eye on you.
Graham will be like, "So how did the talks go?"
Well, it appears as though the contract that he had signed was it has a gruel marking on it, so it really wouldn't necessarily hold up in a court of law. So he is the fool. However, the agreement that was made with a gruel, we really don't know. Shit, my headphones fell off. We really don't know which gruel in particular, because, you know, the gruel can't write. But the agreement that was made with the gruel at the time were to allow a special simic plant to be grown that had restorative properties. So basically, he's trying to produce and sell a healing fruit. The gruel had agreed to plant the fruit and return it to him. They would, of course, likely be allowed to do whatever the hell they wanted with the fruit. But there was a mutual understanding that sort of was made, which is surprising. Of course, it was made via brute force, as are most gruel deals, which is less surprising. Oh, also, we're being short-handed. Because apparently, when he sent someone to make this deal, he paid 500 for someone to just go beat up their leader, whereas he's only paying us 120 to kill them all.
Graham is going to raise an eyebrow. It's like, he seems to be have been very forthcoming with you for like no apparent reason. What exactly? What exactly were you two talking about?
I asked him about the contract thing, and I asked him about how the deal came about. He said he paid someone 500 to beat them up to get the deal going. We talked about the contract, and he told me about the contract. Like you said, he was oddly forthcoming, and I don't know why he told me he paid that person 500. There's literally no reason he would have needed to, and quite frankly, it's only pissed me off.
Fair enough.
You're close to metagaming. Please don't.
Well, no, it was mostly that an Orzhov was talking about like his business that drew Graham's suspicions. Because why would the Orzhov explain anything about their business to the Azurius, which are like their mortal enemies?
They're not mortal enemies. It's only the more self-righteous ones that tend to get annoying.
But they still
Gray
don't.
seems delightfully neutral ever
Yeah,
since
but
he
Graham.
offered to have the gruel attack someone else for him.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
Graham doesn't know that. All he knows is that
Don't get me wrong,
the
even from
Orzhov and
Gray's perspective, that's suspicious as hell that he even said that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Graham is just like This
suspicion,
seems
don't worry.
suspicious. I'm suspicious of the fact that an Orzhov would explain like anything about their business dealings to an Azurius. That's why he's asking why this man was so forthcoming with like what he would like, that he was, you know, having fruit grown and like was planning on selling it to the Azurius, to someone from the Azurius. That's why he was asking. Because again, the Azurius and the Orzhov really don't like each other.
Gentlemen, a tragedy has struck. A tragedy.
What has happened?
I've been given a milkshake without a straw.
Horrible!
Just
You
open
must
up your
now
mouth and
use-
pour it down it.
You must now use a spoon.
Fuck.
Or your mouth.
Graham will
Chug
just
a
shrug and be like,
milkshake.
well, anyways, the girl haven't made any moves as of yet.
Now
He's
he has
just happily
stated that
cooking.
it is. Now he has stated that the purpose of them is in fact for healing. However, I do believe we could go have Nim take a look at one of them to confirm that.
I mean,
Although
the Gruul lands aren't like right here, are they?
Looks at the DM.
Well, there is one coming forward. However, if you'd like Nim to go and sample a fruit,
I meant like because the trees are like grown on the Gruul land, and the Gruul like said, okay, we're gonna take over more land, so we'd have to like
Yes.
go through a significant portion of like this like invaded Orzhov to get to the Gruul area.
yes. Yes, you would. Because these seem like new trees, and that you can't be sure that they are fruit trees.
Well, anyways,
Graham
you
will be
said
like,
one of them is coming forward?
They are. The one you talked to.
Nim will have made a nice meal, relatively large, enough to feed them all. Something more complicated than what they'd be able to have normally, with, you know, Gruul territory stuff.
Right.
But something very full of flavor. And of course, hearty. Anyways, they're coming forward.
It's the one that talked to you before. He's looking quite stern and points towards Nim and says, You are the representative for the city, yes?
I mean, I'm really more of just my own representative, but I guess.
You speak for the city.
Cray and I, yeah.
Just you.
Okay.
You live in the city. We want to make sure that the city has not made you weak. You will battle our chosen. To prove your strength as Gruul.
He looks over to Silver, then back to the guy. Well, okay. If that's what it takes to be friends, then yeah.
Great. You shall do battle with the griffin. You shall.
What?
The what?
Nim, meanwhile, is looking over to Element. Could you make sure you stir this and make sure it doesn't burn or anything? And you can't. You got to make sure that you don't keep it too hot, okay?
And I mean, blink as his perception of reality goes back and says, yes, what? Sure.
Grammy's gonna be like, you expect him to fight a griffin alone?
If the city has not made him weak, he can stand up to a griffin.
Graham will look at Nim. Is like, you think you can take on something like that by yourself?
To be friends, I will certainly try.
Okay.
So Nim will get up after he's confident that Element knows how to take care of the food and make sure it's not, going bad.
I mean, he's not an expert, but he wouldn't let it go badly.
And get up to walk over.
I mean, to be fair, Element, you're Boros, and they kind of have a military culture, so you're probably used to like what is essentially rations. You might not have a very good sense of cooking.
They will look at Cray and say, if Nim wins, we shall do as he has told us, and return to our lands to defend them. If we win, we shall continue as we were.
All right.
So, Dusty, you're totally killing off Nim now, huh?
No, you just need to prove your strength. You don't need to kill the griffin.
Well, that was out of character, but... Nim is fully all on board for this.
Oh yeah, no.
Me,
No,
I have
definitely.
some concerns.
You wanted combat, yes. This is the cruel way.
Well, yes, but Nim and Silver are Nim and Silver.
Well, thankfully, a case can be made to bring Silver into the battle.
Oh, yeah, that is right, because Silver is also technically Gruul by association to Nim.
Do I get to bring my packmate?
They are bonded to you. This can be allowed.
Excellent. Now, where's my opponent?
Silver, on the other hand, will be turned into a fillet.
What? You're not killing Silver.
You just brought her into the fight.
No, he is not being killed.
Oh. Bold of you to assume.
At the very least, it doesn't sound like they're gonna let the griffin eat you, so...
Yay.
They're just gonna let it beat the shit out of you.
Alright, I got the combat music going. Let's do this.
Roll initiative, Nim and Silver.
Oh boy, this is not gonna go well. I mean, that 20 and 18.
Oh yeah, no, you're definitely getting first jump. The griffin is ready for you, however.
Alright.
Oh,
Let's see. What do I want to start with? You know, Blur would probably be a good idea.
I'd recommend it.
That's a wonderful idea.
Hey, do any of you
Are you
guys have
not the
anything
ranged
that can
attacker?
Huh?
You are the ranged attacker, so I'd probably maybe recommend it on silver.
Technically, I mean, actually, going off of the way it actually is, casting it would actually apply to both Nim and Silver.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, do you guys have anything that you could like cast and or any abilities that might benefit these two?
I got Bane and Bless.
My
But the problem is that I'd have to stealth roll it so the Groll don't know that I'm helping Nim.
my spells are touch only, so no.
Hmm.
Oh, wait, no, it said Radiant Blast, but that I can't use that. That would be obvious.
Alright, so Nim is going to cast Blur on both of them. Doing... So basically, he'll have disadvantage on attacks against them.
Important question.
Yes.
Did Nim finish cooking before the fight?
No, he left me. He left me to finish the cooking.
Oh, he left. Okay.
I think that's... That should work. I have no idea. So you don't have to manually set it. So Nim will be taking a position 30 feet away. And then Silver will be charging in.
Curiosity, is that a psychic thing that your spell affects?
It's basically Silver is both a sidekick and based on the mount. The Find Steed. And the Find Steed, anytime I cast a spell that affects self, it also applies to the steed.
Interesting.
Be right back a moment.
Okay.
I'm having a weird image of Nim riding Silver into battle, and it's weird.
Well, that's not a promising first attack.
That hits.
Oh, hey! And jump! And that?
Good solid. The good solid. It succeeds against the save, though.
Damn. Well, that was worth a shot. Alright. I'm ready for the pain.
Now, it may not happen. You might get lucky. In fact, luck's on your side.
What happens?
Well, let's see if it hits.
Why did it roll twice?
It's got disadvantages.
Yeah.
Because of Blur.
Oh.
Out of curiosity, did you select for it to roll disadvantage, or did it automatically do that?
It seems to automatically do it.
Cool.
Alright, the beak attack misses. But it can attack with claws also. Oh. Very close. Its attacks miss thanks to Blur. Very much thanks to Blur.
Great. So, Nim's turn. He is going to... don't forget that you can just click the... It's a small little circle to the left of our name. But you can just click that.
There it is.
Yeah.
God, I never noticed these.
Yeah, it's very imperceptible, and it almost looks like part of the design, but it actually has a feature.
No.
There's a lot of things like that that are hidden throughout the, the fantasy grounds. Let's see. Yes, Nim is going to... You know what? He's going to charge into melee.
Ah. If you exist.
He is going to use white flame fangs, basically purple flame blade, and try a chomp. Oh wait, that would be at advantage because pack tactics.
Silver's right there.
And I rolled the same for both.
It hits.
Alright, so it takes that plus... Oh, wait. This is absolutely useless to me unless I have another enemy nearby.
Yes.
Well, that's unfortunate. But I can work with it. I still did my damage, and I am satisfied with that. And then... yes, trip. That's what I need to do.
Bloop. A prudent choice.
Did it?
Did you say prudent choice?
Go for the eyes!
A prudent choice.
Yeah, what? That's. I don't think that means what you think it means.
That hits. No, wait, hold on. Let's see. No, the Griffin succeeds on his strength check.
Damn.
With a 23.
We do have influence.
Alright.
The influence that Nims no longer have had.
Also, Diablo, thank you very much for the follow and welcome. Yeah, fantasy.
Now, I'll ask for a little clarification on this, because that's 2 characters controlled by 1 player.
Good question. Jaffer. So I control 2 characters. Is it just 1 crit for me, or do both of my characters get a crit? Okay, so each one gets 1. So I have 1 between both. Just 1 to use.
I'll allow it. You are proving your strength.
Alrighty. No crowns to give out on that. I won't bother starting another battle. Sorry, I was taking care of Stream Raiders real fast. Alright, so... Nim already did his... Oh god, minimum damage. Well, on to Silver then.
And yet the Griffin has taken moderate damage. You're gonna win. You're gonna beat the Griffin by yourself, Nim.
It's Silver.
And Silver.
However, you're getting a crit anyway, so...
Well, no, I'm not choosing to use the crit yet.
No?
No, not just yet.
I see.
Not with Silver, at least. Nim will use it. Alright.
The Griffin succeeds.
Damn it!
The
Alright.
Griffin is very powerful. Him. The Griffin will attack. It misses, but with its follow-up, I have some poor news for you. It's using its crit. It's using its crit.
Alright, let me get a card. There it is. Why are you rolling?
Just for the sake of it, really. And I will continue to say, Count your lucky stars for that blur.
Alright, so what type of damage?
Flashing.
Aw. I was kind of hoping for piercing. And then all it would have done is just a permanent scar. Blood in the
That's why.
eyes. You are blinded until the end of your next turn. Normal damage.
Oh, interesting. You got fortunate, Sim. Is what I'd say. If this rolls very low.
Yeah, but I think that the fact that Silver's blind. Oh no, I guess Silver can locate things with smell too. So I guess that doesn't affect the pack tactics too much. I was about to say it could
You
have
might
fucked
roll
that over.
neutral.
I mean,
Instead of that advantage.
Pack Tactics only says that it's only disabled if they're incapacitated. And
Yes.
Silver's not
Ah.
incapacitated, so. Anyways, back to my turn?
Of course. Wait, no. Like this.
Yes, back to my turn. Alright, I am going to choose to use my crit for a Chaos Bolt. I'll just do the roll for the sake of it. Alright, so...
I am back. What did I miss?
Battle of epic proportions.
Oh, wait. I gotta draw a card. Derp.
Yes. I was kind of waiting for that.
Resistance is futile. Maximum damage, and the target becomes vulnerable to this damage type for 1 minute.
Ooh.
That Griffin is not gonna win this fight.
Well, that's good for us.
I mean... I don't get... Oh, wait. Let me just roll this here as well. To pick a damage type, so... We're gonna go with thunder damage.
Doesn't he have access to thunder?
Huh?
Doesn't he have access to thunder?
I think he just gets to pick the type.
Yeah, I
for
get to
Chaos
pick the type for Chaos Bolt. He does not have access to anything else that uses... Well, I mean, I guess I could go with Force.
It's like Chromatic Orb.
Basically, it's either Thunder or Force with that roll, and... Actually... Yeah, I'll go with Force. I've got a thing for that.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised Nim didn't use fire trying to cook the griffin to eat it after he beats it.
Oh no, it's based on the roll. The way it works is one of the D8s, you choose... well, actually, technically speaking, I guess it's up to the DM whether he'll allow this. But technically speaking, my first roll, with it being maxed, means that it is guaranteed to be thunder. Oh, wait, that would require a second character anyways. So never mind.
What?
Never mind. Insane ramblings. So yeah, that is the damage. It is force type.
I see.
Now, Silver is going to first off attempt to make sure he knows where this thing is.
Yep.
Okay. And then go for a chomp.
Chomp.
Did I chomp it?
It's
Chomp! Please tell me it failed. Please tell me it failed. Please tell me it failed.
succeeds. Succeeds.
God damn it!
I mean, when you have an 18 strength,
It gets roll low.
Well,
someday, maybe.
You avoided many attacks already, so
Honestly, you're doing pretty well for this fight.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
I was
no.
gonna say yeah.
The Griffin's turning on you now, Nim, though. It is
Excellent.
decidedly displeased with you.
Excellent.
The best kind of displease.
My hamster is getting antsy. If we be adventurers, let us adventure.
What's this?
Minor ethereal influence for a crit for Nim.
Crit for Nim.
Yes. Meaning I get a crit. If you choose to accept that influence.
What is rolling on you? We could make that roll critical.
Jemay has clarified
No,
in the
no.
chat for him to use.
Sorry, but crits in battle could be catastrophic. So I will be refunding that one.
Make it
No,
a major.
well, actually, make it a major and I'll think about it, since this battle's almost wrapped up.
For one, I would say a moderate.
Alright, fine, a moderate.
But I will refund that one.
Also, it's almost time to wrap this up.
I know.
Yeah.
So kill it.
All right, Toshime has redeemed the moderate.
I'll allow it. However,
And so has Jaffer.
this thing is decidedly upset with you, it seems. Because it hit! Because...
I will cast shield.
Ah, well then. Let me count. Let's see.
Did it, does it beat a 25?
No, it does not. Rescind that damage.
Ha 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 ha!
I'm glad to see Nim is having a good time.
That's right. Shield is a reaction spell in this in 5th edition.
Uh-huh.
Shield is a trap. Shield is a trap card.
So let me get rid of that damage.
Hey, Jaffer. You got a Hail Mary in there? You got...
Jaffer redeemed a second crit for me.
You don't need that right now. You need You need the opposite right now.
What if he uses his crit to negate their crit?
Was that Jaffer coming to the rescue?
Definitely not.
Oh no.
Oh no, is Jaffer doing his Jaffer thing?
Yes, Jaffer is doing his Jaffer thing.
Being as cruel as he is kind.
No, see, I was saying, hey, Jaffer, you might need to rescue Nim there, cause the Griffin just got a crit.
Well, Nim, you might not win this fight.
That being the case, that is a game breaking. And Nim has 2 crits. Hey, if you live, go nuts.
Right, you need a card.
I do need a card.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. Slashing.
Slashing.
Oh, this isn't as bad. Oh. I saw the life threatening at the top, and, it's just weakening slash. You deal half damage on melee attacks for the next 1d8 rounds. So, 7 rounds, Nim has half damage on his melee attacks.
I see. And
Which
the damage?
definitely hurts. They would be normal damage.
I see. You've succeeded in maintaining your concentration. As the griffin mysteriously appears like it's got a second wind in it. Back to you, Nim. Methinks you'll use a crit.
I will. I will also be activating my Blade Song.
Go nuts.
Gives me a +1 to my AC, increase walking speed, and I gain a bonus to any Constitution saving throw I make to maintain my concentration on a spell equal to my intelligence modifier.
Oh.
So, yeah, I kind of need that active. It lasts for a minute, for the record. Okay, so I'm going to avoid melee abilities and just go with Magic Missile, which it is vulnerable to, so it will take double damage. Technically, it would have another 3 points of damage from those.
I see. I'll put that in.
And that will be it for Nim's turn.
Will you pass a crit to Silver?
Yes.
Or were they both for Nim?
Well, Nim can't use a crit on Magic Missile, but it was guaranteed double damage, so, you know. Nim will use one of the crit, or Silver will use one of the crits.
I see.
So, there's that. Just for the sake of getting that out there. This would be piercing. Neck wound, double damage.
Ouch.
Bloop. And let me double check something real fast. It's a bonus action. Great. Just for the sake of getting something out there. Oh, I apparently never set that up. Oops. So, do that. That. Level. There we go. So, Silver's going to use his bonus action for Second Wind. Alright, now to the Griffin.
The Griffin is displeased about taking these injuries once more, and is turning its attention to Nim. Miss? Does a 22 connect?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Not going to use shield?
You know what? I might as well. I will use shield.
I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
because this is a 2d6 plus 4 slashing.
Yeah. I'm using shield.
Alright. It bounces off.
Okay, so back to Nim.
As you almost get another scar across your other eye. Before the Gruul, in his loud, booming voice, says, "That's quite enough.
Oh.
You have shown your strength.
Oh.
Unless you would prefer this match continue until one side has fallen completely."
No, I'd rather not kill somebody for no reason.
Very well, then. You have proven that you have strength, City Cruel. We shall do as you have said. We will return and defend our land, rather than expanding. For now. If we are attacked, though, we will retaliate. And if we think we are justified once more, we shall again take land.
No, you just defend your territory.
We
By all
shall
means,
see
use as
what
much
happens.
force. Use as much force as you need within your territory, but no reason to kill them if they're running away or anything.
Very well. We return.
Before you go, I do have food for you.
We shall eat.
Excellent.
Nom, nom, nom.
And he'll go back over to the fire that he had with all the food and stuff and start dishing it out to everybody.
Should Edemy make a saving to see if he actually succeeded in the cooking? What would that roll be?
I'd probably say intelligence +2.
How do I do that +2?
Down in the bottom left, you've got the +2.
Oh yeah, I see it out.
Because Nim would have left his cooking utensils and stuff, so.
Oh, that's an excellent roll.
And Nim will even offer some to the Griffin. Did you?
They will eat. And it is good.
It is very good.
No offense, but we might need to wrap this up soon because I do need to
Yes.
get to bed.
This will be the end for now.
Alright, so we're ending at this point?
Yes.
Alright.
It is the time we usually end it at, so.
I wasn't sure if Digi wanted to put some little bit of extra in there or not. Alright, everybody, thank you all so much for joining us for Guild Tales Dungeons and Dragons. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more of this. I will be back tomorrow with more streaming. Check out the website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those good things there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Do consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best places to support the channel, and I am in need of your guys' support now more than I have been. I am trying to get the Patreon to $400 a month. We are over halfway there, but I need your guys' help to get the rest of the way. It'll at least let me cover the rent, and then, at that point I can for sure keep going for a nice long time. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye!
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you for the biddies, Toshime. Have a good night, Jaffer. Good night, Toshime. Good night, everyone else. I'll see you guys tomorrow.